everyone, my name is Kelsey Simino and I'm coming to you from Peaks Island, Maine. The topic that I chose for this week's discussion board is that of Faneuil Hall, or Faneuil Hall Marketplace as some like to call it. So a little bit of history about Faneuil Hall. We'll start with the builder of Faneuil Hall, who was Peter Faneuil. Peter Faneuil came to the colonies with his parents, who were trying to escape religious persecution from the country of France. They came to the colony of New York where they settled down. However, sometime later, Peter's parents passed away. It was at this point that he relocated to the city of Boston, where his uncle Andrew Faneuil lived at the time. Luckily for Peter, he became a great favorite of his uncle, and at Andrew's death, he bequeathed all of his wealth to Peter. This made Peter one of the wealthiest merchants in the city of Boston. It also put Peter in the position of being able to solve a problem that he found within the city. And this problem was the lack of a centralized marketplace. So Peter decided to go to the next town meeting and give his proposal of building a centralized marketplace. Peter told the town that he himself would build it with his own finances and that it would be his gift to the city of Boston. And even though he was willing to finance the operation himself, he was met with some opposition. Some of the people there believed that a centralized marketplace would enable sellers to drive up their prices and that it would hurt competition. It was put to a vote, however, and the vote passed by very slim margins. The vote came out to 367 people for it and 360 people against it. But because the vote passed, Peter was able to build the building, and in the next 2 years it was finished. There was a marketplace underneath, and on top was a hall. And this hall was actually added as almost an afterthought by Peter. But this hall would actually become the greatest part of Peter's gift to the city of Boston. So underneath in the marketplace, merchants sold their wares, fishermen sold their fish, and different produce people sold their produce. On top, in the hall was used as a meeting place for Massachusetts government for different town hall meetings and things like that. The hall was also actually used for by the Sons of Liberty when they called people into a protestation against the Sugar Act of 1764. And it was at this time that they also adopted their mantra of no taxation without representation. The hall was also used by famous patriots like Samuel Adams during the Revolution, who rallied the people to the cause of liberty. It was also used by George Washington on the first anniversary of the country's independence. Since then, it's also been used by many, many famous historical people, even into the modern day. Some of the names bearing the last name of Clinton and Kennedy have also used the hall. The hall has been in operation for over 270 years and has stood as an open forum and platform for open debate to this day. And that's where Faneuil Hall gets its nickname of the Cradle of Liberty, or its other nickname, the Home of Free Speech. So the educational significance of a field trip to Faneuil Hall for students today would be that so students can grow to truly appreciate the things that our revolutionary forefathers had to go through, what they stood for and what they stood against, and that they can actually experience what it would have been like to be in the exact same place some of these heroes of the American Revolution stood. Plenty of people, not just students, can visit Faneuil Hall and can truly get a feel for what it might have been like during this time and feel the rushed reverence of standing in Faneuil Hall where so great a number of our forefathers stood and spoke to the importance of liberty and the importance of independence for our country. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you were able to learn a little something about Boston history, not only Boston history, but American history. Thank you very much.